I felt like talking about how self-talk is the most key element of self-love. Now, before going there, I wanted to share a story from my life. I think I have shared it before. That so everybody has a voice in their head, right? A voice that either is like either talks like a friend or a guide. So either the voice tells you that let's go ahead, do this, do that, or the voice tells you that do you want to do that? Are you sure? So it's mostly like a friend to everyone. But in my case, I have had no voice at all. Absolutely blank. In fact, the concept that there is a voice in my head was completely alien to me. I even remember the date and the year that it was, I think, 29th January 2021, when I realized that there is a voice in everybody's head. So that day I felt very betrayed with life. But anyways, that is a completely different story. Now, coming back, since I did not have a voice in my head, there was nobody internally to hold me back, right? Because usually the voice inside your head will ask you before you are going to do something very impulsive. So not having that voice made me an extremely impulsive person. I mean, I was somebody who was super reactive. I would just do things at the blink of an eye. Something came into my mind, something I saw, something I want, just go ahead, do it without a thought that, is it the right thing to do? Will I be safe to do that? No. And probably that is why, I don't know if you all know, but I have no problem sharing it right now. I have been addicted to a lot of drugs, and I have tried and tested a lot of drugs, probably because of that, my impulsive nature. And I have done a lot of other shit, which again comes another story. So, here, having no voice made me not talk to myself, right? But I know that most or majority of the world, I guess I would be the only unique one, or maybe there'll be a couple of more who does not have this voice, or is not aware of that voice. Maybe I have had it, which I doubt, I truly doubt. But many also might have that voice, but they might not be aware about it. Now, cut to 2021, when I met with a severe nervous breakdown and like my complete body, physical, emotional, I crashed. That is when a lot of voices boomed inside me. I became a hell. But since that point, I started to talk to myself, because there were so many voices telling me so many things, like, literally spamming my brain, that I had to take control. I had to take charge, because whenever I was giving in to those voices, I felt like I need to kill myself. I couldn't, even bear the thought of being alive with all those voices in my head. Now, when I started to hold myself is when I started to talk to myself, but aloud. I guess most of you talk in your mind, right? Like mone mone kotha bola, which is like you talk inside internally. But for me to save myself from where I was, I had to start talking to myself aloud, and that too looking into the mirror. Because like I had to literally look into my eyes and tell myself, Asia, no, the voices in the head, the things that they are saying is not right. Not everything that they are saying is the right thing. So while dealing with that stage in my life, I started self-talk, and that became my first tool to self-love, to understand myself better. Like, oh my God, like I have this, I got myself, like this whole world opened up to me. Like, oh, নিজের সাথে কথা বললে নিজেকে control করা যায়, নিজেকে বোঝা যায়, like as in sorry, mother tongue, but it's like if I talk to myself, then I can control myself. I can control all these impulsiveness that I had within me. I can control my anger, my rage, and I can talk to myself and come into a calmness, a space of peace, which unfortunately I was not getting from anything, because I had done Vipassana twice before that, like 2018, 2020, and I have been doing a lot of other Sadhguru stuff and other art of living stuff, but nothing could give me peace. And that is when this 2021, when I started talking to myself aloud, it made sense that, oh, I can only connect to myself, I can only make myself understand myself through me talking to my own self. But it was not easy. It was crazy. It was not easy at all, because I had this notion from childhood. I don't know if you all guys have it. As a child, when we would go outside in the world, like, travel out in the roads, and I used to see these people, men, women, who would talk to themselves, like, they would talk to themselves, they would shout, they would scream, and on the road, like, they're beggars, but they were actually madmen. Mosquito. I didn't kill it. So yeah, now I was told that those who talk to themselves like that aloud are mad. Somebody must have told me, because as a child I might have had a query that, Mama, why are they doing it like that? Why are they behaving like that? Why are they talking to themselves like that? So I was told that they are mad. That is why. So that was stored in my subconscious. And when I really started to talk to myself aloud, oh my God, there used to be this whole other voices attacking me, like that old energy, subconscious shadow coming and attacking me, that, are you mad? You're talking to yourself, are you mad? So, sharing this particular story, because the next step that I learned is, of course, I'm not mad, and of course, self-talk is not bad, but there was this crucial turning of event, because what happened is, when I was talking to myself, I realized that often I would put myself into a very, like, I would talk to myself and put myself into a very convenient space, like, say if I have to make myself understand about certain thing, then I would just conveniently talk to myself and make myself feel comfortable and relaxed, which also I now think that was the need of the hour. But then it also started to really act in a very different way. Like, it started to harm me again, because what happened is, I was constantly getting into the comfort zone of that. I was not growing out of that problem, because every time a problem arises, I somehow talk to myself and get myself out of that for that particular time, and that's it. That is when I realized that, oh shit, so this is not the self-love kind of self-talk that is happening. True self-love kind of a self-talk is going through problems, sitting through problems, sitting through that pain. And the self-talk that I'm doing to myself has to be extremely diplomatic, extremely balanced, because life will put me through problems again and again and again until I learn to deal with it. And I observed that's what was happening. Like, I was facing similar problems again and again. The same shadows came to me again and again, in spite of having solved them already, having this conversation with myself and thinking that I've solved them. But no, I was putting myself in a very comfortable, convenient spot where I'm like, acha theek hai, abhi ke liye theek ho gaya. So that is when I learned that actual self-talk is about being a little strict with myself, is a little being balanced about the decisions, about what I am, explaining it to myself. And now I know that, so the voices are now there. Probably, I don't know, I don't want them to be there throughout my life, but they're still there. But now I know whom to listen to, because that has been my problem. When every voice came together, I didn't know whom to believe and whom to not. So there will be voices in the head, but not all of them are right for us. What is right for us is the conscious me, the me who has evolved through these 7-8 years of healing and observed myself and has been aware of where I am doing wrong, what I am doing wrong, and again I'm repeating my mistakes, is that conscious self. And I have to listen to my own voice to deal with my problems. So when I grow out of a problem, I put a solution, I put an end to a problem, is when I matured. And that is when that particular shadow, that particular problem that was stopping me moves, and I evolve. It's like playing video games, how in video games we we kill people or whatever. We play that game every level wise, and we upgrade into different levels. So that's what I learned about life, that so I will have to face problems every time, and it will only go away once I have really put that problem, finished that level 1. I have grown, matured, and now I am in level 2. And this is when I figured out this, I realized that majority of the people, we are actually inside that loophole, constant loophole of pain, grief, anger, rage, any and everything that is constantly bothering them, and they put a temporary solution to that and think that, I'm now done for it. But dude, you're not. I think one example would be, and that would be a very crucial example. I know the video is getting longer, but I'll end it very quickly. Big example is that of people being in relationships, meeting one boyfriend or girlfriend at a time and breaking up within 2 months, within a year, within 2 years, because you are not being able to level up, because you are not being able to be aware and observe where your problems are. I had to sit through mine. I had to sit through each pain and observe that this is where I was making the mistake. And trust me, that is a very nasty experience for your own self, because your ego is constantly trying to tell you, no, you are right, that person is wrong. The blame game constantly continues with the ego. But dude, when you see yourself in the mirror and do this self-talk, right now I'm recording my experience, but it's also me talking to my own self, looking into my own eyes and talking and telling myself and realizing that, dude, you are the problem. So you need to solve it. Only then you will evolve. Only then you will find stability in where you are in distress. You will find comfort in where you are in pain. So yeah, self-talk, but have discipline, have and also another one big issue is about how you talk to yourself, your tone, which I think I'll go to next video and say. It will be too long.